When Kamala Harris said, "I am speaking," while she was being interrupted over and over, how did that resonate with you? Sorry guys, this post has gotten traction because it resonated with a lot of people, but the mods have locked it indefinitely. I posted this question to understand what a moment felt for many women after I saw my own sister wince. It's small question, but the response has been powerful. I feel a lot of people can be heard and a lot of people like myself can learn. Hopefully if they open this sooner rather than later, we can hear more experiences and comments geared towards the question in hand. I am not sure exactly why this question in particular has been locked for this long. Edit 2. It's been a month and it's looking like this post was locked because of its content as opposed to clearing out any comments as the mods have suggested. Wonder if they had an issue with the question or the Kamala Harris. God. I notice men do this a lot to me. I loved how outwardly irritated she looked because he was totally talking over her and the moderator. Everyone's talking about how this happens to women all the time, and that is true. But in this particular case, I don't think it had anything to do with her gender and everything to do with the fact that she was participating in a political debate. I mean, look at the presidential debate where both candidates were men. Yes, but I imagine her being a WOC impacted how willing she was to interrupt him back. God knows people love to pin WOC as aggressive when they're assertive. I think it had everything to do with the fact that she was participating in a political debate. Politicians don't interrupt each other as a matter of course. It is possible to have a political debate where no one interrupts anyone. To interrupt someone like that, you have to have no respect for them. We know Trump has no respect for any American, so that explains his interrupting Biden. Pence interrupting Harris could be because she is a woman, or possibly because she's black, or because she's a Democrat, or because Pence is a jerk to everyone similar to Trump. We'd have to look at his history to make an educated guess. Does he interrupt people outside of debates? Does he only don't with women? Looking at one instance just isn't enough context. As a woman in a male-dominated field, it really resonated with me. I always have men speaking over me or interrupting me at work, but I'm really not in a role yet in my career where I can speak up and back at them like that. It really gives me hope for the future of women in male-dominated careers. That she is real and she gets it. She knows the frustration of being talked at or conversing with another who is simply waiting for their turn to speak, and not truly listening to you. Her frustrated but short burst of laughter after she said it the first time, is what truly spoke to me. She almost broke and was able to pull herself back, knowing what her truth would have cost her. If she had snapped as she sulfur monoxide wanted to do, then she would have been labeled, that hot-headed bitch, by people who have already written her off as the token woman in the race. Familiar exhaustion. I cheered. I didn't watch the debate, but reading I Am Speaking reminds me of Judge Judy. I don't know. There were a few times when she also spoke over him. So I want to cheer her on, but at the same time I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't recall her talking over him. I remember one moment when she went longer because at that point it had seemed that Pence wasn't going to change his strategy. I don't think you'd be a hypocrite. At some point enough is enough. Men do that a lot to me as well. And I screamed at my laptop, in the middle of the night. I was surprised Pence actually stopped talking when she said it at times. I thought he'd just keep running her over. It's a political debate. Nobody brought up sex and gender when the other baboons kept interrupting each other. I think pretending like Kamala was being mansplained to, or interrupted because she's a woman is actually causing more harm to women. To be honest, it came off as too rehearsed and planned. Compared to many past political debates, I actually think Mike Pence was being reasonably respectful. It's common other politicians may briefly interject. I'm not only talking about Trump. I think Mike Pence was just acting in a manner consistent with other political debates, even pre-Trump. I don't think he was coming off as being wildly inappropriate, so I think her rehearsed reactions were excessive. I just felt she had clearly rehearsed that line and was unnaturally saying it solely for political purposes. I was annoyed too. But I asked myself, if Biden had done that, would I have felt this way? And the answer was no. As my best friend likes to say, the misogyny was coming from inside the house.